Hello, this is Christelle Martinette with another weekly reading. Thank you for joining me. This week's reading seems to concentrate on male virility and male passions, the male side to all of us, and how this works on the workplace and activities that we have. Now, one of my subscribers wrote to me, "But I am a man," implying that I play to the female audience. And it reminded me of many years ago, a person I knew mentioned to me, "You know, it's difficult to be a man today," and I countered by saying, "I only know how to be a woman." This week's reading seems to challenge these roles, so I'll be talking about that during the interpretation of the spreads. Please do sit back and enjoy it, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Hello, this is Christelle Martinette with another weekly reading for the week starting April 27th. Please let me start by thanking you for your support, your likes, shares, and subscriptions. I really do appreciate it. This week, the spread that I have here has made me decide to adopt the theme of life's tango, because the spread seems to challenge the male role, challenges the male ego and the male persona as personified on the workplace, in our livelihood, and in terms of relationships, all types of relationships. Here I have money-making relationships on a one-to-one basis, siblings, a number of things. Now, just a few words about the dance so you can understand where I'm coming from with this. When the tango started, many of you know that it was initially danced by men because women just weren't allowed out, or there just were no women around. And then slowly but surely the women did obviously come out, and there were two distinct roles, the male role and the female role. And the male typically invites the woman, and the female waits for the invitation. Now, this is all said and done, but when the woman does get up and dance, she has to have a lot of trust in him, because she walks backward, he leads her, and she needs to go backwards. And so that's a question of trust. Now, there is another side to the story why I chose this theme, life's tango, is that as you progress in learning the dance, and I'm not there yet, the very best, the absolute very best, in my eyes, this is my take on it, is that they elude the two roles. You begin on a female role and you end up with a male role. During the 3 minutes of a tango, you can easily shift into different roles with your partner, and that is, for me, the true measure of excellence in this dance. Now, what I'm interested in talking to you about is, of course, the spread, and trying to make you understand how the cards are telling us to review these two roles. What I have this week is a little different. There's a tree. I've created a tree spread. There's a trunk down the middle, and there are branches at the top, and there are roots at the bottom. There are 7 cards at the top. Okay, the spread is made of 7 cards, and I'll show you those. Those are the branches. The trunk is made of 3 cards with a central card, so there is a focus. And the roots are 5 cards. There are 5 cards. Now, I'll begin with the focus. The middle of the trunk is a 3 of cups. Now, this is typically a celebration, so please remember that it is a celebration. And this is, again, it's carrying forward the theme of celebration as well, since the new mood reading that I put up. Now, the roots of where problems lie, and where the rest of the growth and the development from this tree will be growing, has a root that starts, I'll show you all of them together so you can see them. There's the Six of Cups here, the Moon, this Ten of Swords right in the middle under the trunk of the tree. There's the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Now, of these, typically in tarot deck, I would say, well, this is such a heavy burden, the Ten of Swords, and I illuminate that. These two actually are together, one next to the other, the Eight of Cups, and I take 3 Sibilla cards on that, and so we'll get to the bottom of that right away. And then this lovely activity card, the Ace of Wands. It's also the phallic symbol, and this too is smacks of the male persona in the spread, and it's the ego, the male ego in all of us. I leave those on the bottom and show you 3 Sibilla cards that have illuminated the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And there are 3 cards. There's the happiness card, Alegría. There is the military card and the sighing. Now, this is the roots, these are the beginning, this is where the week is coming from. The week talks of the Six of Cups, and that is, I'm reading that as someone from our past, and I'll get back into that. The moon as reflecting different roles. And then we have this Ten of Swords and Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords are telling us that the troublesome area here is the area where things have yet to emerge. Truths have yet to come out. People who need to speak, and that is still underground in the roots. So speedy means finally they will be coming, but it's a long time waiting. And the happiness that will follow. Now, on the side of the Six of Cups in the roots, it qualifies, the Six of Cups is qualified by a lover, and I'm reading that as a past lover who has an issue. All right, this past lover is both someone who you have had fantastic sex with, a fantastic physical relationship, and where the person was extremely jealous, and they have manifested extreme jealousy. Okay, so this is the nature of the person from the past that is underground still. So it's in the meanders of your mind, if you will. Now, our trunk, we have the man of passion. Okay, the king of passion, the king of wands, and the spread is much about how we manage our passions, how we make them work for us. And that is right under the Three of Cups that I showed you before. That is a celebration. And the tree trunk develops into the Three of Cups and the worrisome card of the Seven of Swords. Now the Seven of Swords here is almost as if you have so many different options that you don't know where to turn. And to be able to celebrate eventually by perhaps even bringing to light those truths that haven't come out, and by trying to temper that jealousy. Now, the Sibilla cards tell me on that Seven of Swords, I get the intimacy card, the communication and the conversation. They're suggesting that this is the road for the future to develop, because the future, we have the 7 branches of the tree, and that is intimacy, more intimacy in terms of communication, both written and spoken, making use of both of them. This is the key. Now, The 7 branches are just lovely. I'd like to show you them all at once, actually, so you get a feel for the way they have opened. First is the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups right next to the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords, where there are 2 people who are blinded. The 9 of Swords, which is typically our nightmares. It can develop into nightmares. That is just a reminder. Then we have in the middle, because it's 7, 3, 3, and the center, is the 3 of Pentacles. Now, this is the centerpiece of the roots, the 10 of Swords in the roots, going through our trunk to the top. Now, this is a very strong message that the most important aspect to your dealings this week, and again, the week is just relative, time is relative, in around this period, is to make a stand concerning your economic wealth and gain. You want to make something out of your life. You're going towards an initial step where you want to be counted. You want to stand up and be counted. That is your overriding objective in this period. And that is in the middle of the branches at the top. On the right side of those branches is the Knight of Wands, this passionate knight coming in almost recklessly. He's come out last week as well, almost burning himself. Next to the Knight of Cups, wishes, and our Temperance card. This is a suggestion for us to sit down and plan, think about it, and get our wishes through Temperance. Now, the wish card is always a card that, to be interpreted, many readers say, yes, your wishes will come true, so be careful what you wish for. With the omen looming in the background of that economic gain that you're most wanting during this period. I've illuminated this 9 of Cups with the Sibilla cards, and what came out were these 3. Thought, the female servant, and a woman with a monocle, Belvedere, very positive card in the future. Now, this tells us that there is much need to plan, not strategically necessarily, but to understand that, as the female servant here tells us, no man is an island. You cannot make it alone, ever. Do look around, do bring up those conversations and write. Extend yourself to people, and you will see that those wishes will indeed be coming true. Now, as stands, the spread seems to, again, as I said in the beginning, highlight our male side and how we project ourselves both in our economic dealings, our any kind of activity that we have, our livelihood, and in terms of matters of the heart, as the Ace of Cups does suggest. Now, one of the biggest messages that is coming up is that if you are interested in having dreams come true from the dreams, the 9 of Cups, to the Six of Cups. And this is, I remind you, a person from our past with whom you've had an excellent physical relation, but who has subject you to perhaps their acts of jealousy in some way. To get there, that's the diagonal reading here. The celebration can come about if temperance, if our male aggressiveness, the other diagonal, is, with the King of Wands, is tempered. The same goes for the Knight of Wands, which is aligned, is aligned with both the Seven of Swords and the Moon. The message here is one of intimacy through communication. And our celebration then is guaranteed. This is a time, it seems, that no real action needs to be taken. Action has been taken in the past, this was in the roots, but it doesn't seem to have been the proper action. It's not getting through the Seven of Swords. More has to be done in order to get our Nine of Cups. One thing I did after this, because it seemed that there was this message of male ego, male aggressiveness on all of our sides, I tried to, I took the Neapolitan cards, and I came up with this to see if I was interpreting it right, because I thought, well, in the Six of Cups, could it be only one person who has a role in our life? And is it true that their main goal is the attainment of monetary value in the Three of Pentacles? And I got here the Page of Swords in the Neapolitan cards, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. Now, there are two messages here. One is that, yes, success will indeed potentially come in. The most important concentration here is on a relationship, a very spiritual relationship. And when I say spiritual relationship in this spread, I'm talking about people who don't even have to speak because they know what is going on. There's communication of a different kind. But the Page of Swords is telling us this will have no value unless you attain a stronger foundation for this relationship, and is inviting us to indeed achieve intimacy through communication of an overt type. Overt meaning talking, writing. Spiritual communication does pass through other channels, but things need to be said. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and it was a pleasure for me to read with you, and I'll hope to see you again next week when we continue our readings concerning life's tango. Bye-bye.